What's good with you YouTube fam? You guys are watching TheCaliEffect, and today we're going to be talking about the most holiest deck in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. Well, they mingle with dark monsters, so I'm not sure how holy they are, but Lightsworn is a deck that has been around for centuries. Well, there I go again, saying stuff and over-exaggerating. I don't know about centuries, but they've been around for a long time. Well, maybe I should just start babbling and get into why Lightsworns are so great. We're going to be talking about the more important Lightsworns, so the ones not mentioned in the video aren't necessarily terrible, but I probably would consider not playing them. We're going to start off with Raiden, Hand of Lightsworn, the #1 Lightsworn in the main deck. It is a warrior tuner monster, so that has so many synergies with reinforcement of the army and synchro monsters. But the most important thing is that during your main phase, you can mill 2 cards from the top of your deck to your graveyard. You never thought that sending cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard would be so important. The next thing is during your end phase, you send 2 more cards from your deck to your graveyard. So this card has the potential to send 4 cards from your deck to your graveyard. And if you're playing a 40 card deck, then, I mean, think about it. Do the math. I can't right now, but that's a lot of cards for a 40 card deck. Wolf, Lightsworn Beast, is the second best Lightsworn monster in the Lightsworn main board. The main reason why is if it's sent to the graveyard by any means from your deck, he is immediately special summoned. The fact that he is a beast warrior type monster only adds more fuel to why he is so good. Not to mention that he's 2100 attack. I mean, you can't think of too many good level 4 monsters with 2100 attack. Felice Navidad is possibly one of my favorite Lightsworns because look, she has a bow and she's so cute. She reminds me of Tomb Raider, but when she is sent from the deck to the graveyard by a monster effect, she special summons herself. Furthermore, you can tribute her to destroy a monster on the field and send the top 3 cards from your deck to the graveyard. Lila, Lightsworn Sorceress, allows you to destroy back row spells and traps by shifting her to defense. She also sends the top 3 cards from your deck to your graveyard. Most Lightsworn decks will play any combination of all 4 of these Lightsworn cards. These are the main Lightsworn cards to play. If you're not playing these Lightsworn cards, I am very disappointed in you, and you should fix your Lightsworn deck. The next Lightsworn cards aren't necessarily important, they're just highly suggested, or you don't really have to play any of them. Gareth allows you to send additional cards from your deck to your graveyard every time you send cards from the deck to your graveyard from a Lightsworn card. So think about every time you get overdrawn from your bank account and they take money because they took money, that's what Gareth does. And furthermore, if he sends Lightsworn monsters from the deck to your graveyard through his effect, you get to draw that many cards. So it's kind of like when they took money from they took money, and then they took money for taking money. That's what Garrett is exactly about. That taxation is too strong. What Erin does is if she attacks a defense position monster, she boots that monster into the main deck or extra deck or wherever deck it came from. At the end phase, she sends 3 cards from the deck to the graveyard. Next is Lumina. Once a stalwart to the strategy has been reduced to a minor role, but you can discard 1 card from your hand to the graveyard to target 1 Lightsworn monster in your graveyard and special summon it to your side of the field. At the end phase, she sends 3 cards from your deck to your graveyard. She's not that important anymore because she's level 3. She was level 4. She'd probably be one of the main guys, but level 3, you got to synchro summon with her, which means you got to dedicate room for your synchro and see how your synchro and how your extra deck is set up. You got your Xyzs and you got your fusions. And you know, you don't really got enough room for synchros. Next is Arcus, a card that has been seeing a lot of play inside of the Lightsworn strategies, mainly because there are cards like Zodiac Trident running around, and this card just says, hey, stop targeting my cards, alright? The boss monster, the #1, the alpha and omega, is Judgment Dragon, and arguably the best boss monster that we've ever had in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now you guys might argue other boss monsters that I can't even think of right now down below in the comment description because you guys are amazing keyboard warriors. I don't mean it in any offensive term, but you can't name a monster that does what Judgment Dragon does and is cool looking as Judgment Dragon. Don't lie to me. What Judgment Dragon does is at the cost of 1,000 life points, you can destroy all other cards on the field. And during the end phase, you send 4 cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard. It can only be special summoned by having Lightsworn monsters with different names, which is the reason why the other Lightsworn monsters are still very relevant. Honest is a card that is often played in Lightsworn. It actually used to be the strategy, the go-to card, undebatable. You couldn't run Lightsworns without Honest. But now, to be honest, it's honestly not that good. But it's still a decent card. Fairy Tale Snow is a card that has been seen play mainly because it's an honest target. But honestly, it's not an honest target. It's really because you can banish 7 cards from your hand, deck, but most importantly, your graveyard. You know, the spot that you're probably going to be sending cards to, seeing that you're using Lightsworn Monsters effects, to special summon this card to your side of the field. It provides excellent rank 4 plays, as well as flipping your opponent's monsters face down. Sometimes I flip my own monsters face down because I don't want to mill. You know, when I like 2 cards left in deck. Can I even legally do that? Because I know I'm a cheater sometimes. Your opponent controls. I couldn't even do that. Next is Necro Gardener, a card that used to be a stalwart inside of the strategy. One can argue that Electric Magnetic Turtle should be here, but I ain't feel like looking for Electromagnetic Turtle, so just visualize one is right there. Basically what it does is it possibly stops a monster attack or prevents the battle phase. They're not bad, they're just not used as often with Fairy Tale Snow coming out. Minerva is the reason why we're making this video. This card just got released for all of the plebs for a low price of right now $12. It's way better than that $1,000 price tag that it had. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material to send cards from your deck to your graveyard, 3 of them, and if you send any of Lightsworn cards, you get to draw a card. Furthermore, if Minerva is destroyed, you get to send more cards, 3 of them, from your deck to your graveyard, and then destroy cards on the field for as many Lightsworn cards sent. This card rewards you for playing Lightsworn. And then Miguel. Alright, we like to call him Miguel. Miguel, Arc of Lightsworn, is the synchro monster that you play, and at the cost of 1,000 life points, you can banish 1 card. He also shuffles Lightsworn monsters back into the deck and gives you life points, so that's pretty cool. That is it for all of the playable monsters. I'm pretty sure, like I said, I missed some monsters, but then again, there's a lot of monsters to go over. This video might go over 10 minutes. Solar Recharge is an amazing card. At the cost of discarding 1 Lightsworn monster, you get to draw 2 cards and then send 2 cards from the top of your deck to your graveyard. Charge of the Light Brigade is nonetheless the best rota for Lightsworns. You send the top 3 cards from your deck to your graveyard, and then you search 1 level 4 or lower Lightsworn monster from your deck to your hand. Beckoning the Light is awesome because it allows you to recruit those light monsters and also ditch those cards that you don't need from your hand to the graveyard. And then I feel like almost every single Lightsworn deck should play the Brilliant Fusion Engine because this deck is very limited on monster summons and plays a very high count of monsters that could be a problem later on down the road. So you might need to gain additional summons. Gee, I never would have thought. Now, like I said before, this deck has engines upon engines upon engines that you could play in this. This deck has so many engines, Delta Airline will be jealous. Or whatever that airline was that punched that dude out. They would probably come punch you out. This deck can play the Bujin engine, which consists of all 3 Bujin Exceeds, or at least the important ones we care about, Katazushi, Amaterasu, and Tsukiyomi, and the Bujin Haruko. This engine works very well in combined with the Zodiac engine, because one allows you to send 5 cards, the other one allows you to draw 2 cards, and then the third one allows you to special summon monsters and 2 to your hand traps on your opponent's turn to your hand. The Infernoid engine is often played as a completely separate deck, but you can play Infernoids in Lightsworn. That's a thing. I know, right? Right? Shiranui or Zombie engine is very well played in Lightsworns. And as you guys can see, we're following a theme of, can your cards be sent to the graveyard? Do they have effects in graveyard? Congratulations, they can be played in Lightsworn. The Fluffle engine is another thing that fits this category. And by the Fluffle engine, I just mean Fluffle Bear, Fluffle Wings, and Toy Vendor. You don't play any other Fluffle cards. But you just draw a lot of cards because of it. You can also play Burning Abyss and PK Fire. But I didn't mention those because they're better off on their own, you know. The Spiral engine is an engine that I've seen quite a few times in the deck, and Spiral Super Agent actually helps mitigate the cost of playing Brilliant Fusion since he is a level 4 monster that can special summon himself. The Galaxy engine, basically just Cyber Dragon Infinity, can also be played in there and couples very well with Seraphonite. Then there is the Plant engine, or should I say, the Predator Plant engine. I really need to get my voice checked out because I can't be doing that. The Predator Plant engine not only helps the Zodiac engine, helps your Brilliant Fusion engine, but gives you another avenue of Synchro Summoning and Exceed Summoning cards. What Scorpio does is Special Summon Cobra, which adds Brilliant Fusion from your deck to your hand, which gives you a second summon, which goes into Invoker to Special Summon Zodiac. So congratulations, you're going to have a board that's just going to be able to throw up on your opponent. I'm sorry, that's how it goes. Glow Above gives you access to Notoria Beasts when you're playing the Zodiacs, and Spore banishes these cards to become a level 4 free monster. So there you go, the modern day plant engine. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect. I want you guys to list more Lightsworn cards that you could play inside this deck, because there was way too many to, I mean, come on, to just put down there. You guys need to help me on this one. Also, be on the lookout when I do stream on Twitch. Yu-Gi-Oh! We will play this deck upon request. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. What's good with you, fam? You guys can always catch me on social media, Face Chat or MyGram. It's always going to be the TheCaliEffect. Most importantly, if you want to buy the cheapest cards from your favorite Yu-Gi tuber, you can go to eBay or in Google Documents that is down below in the description. Make sure you subscribe to my alternate channel, King of Leon, for other things TheCaliEffect related. But most importantly, treat yourself to another one of these videos down below. Thanks for watching.